You know what nobody tells you about sadness? It doesn't always show up when it's supposed to. You can be at a party, surrounded by people, laughing at jokes, and then suddenly, boom, it hits you. This wave of sadness that makes no sense. Because everything's fine. You're fine. Your life is fine. Except you're not fine. And you don't know why. Today, I want to talk about the truth about sadness. The real truth. Not the movie version where you're sad because something bad happened and then you cry and then you feel better. I'm talking about the messy, confusing, doesn't make sense kind of sadness that nobody really prepares you for. Because here's what they don't tell you. Sadness doesn't always need a reason. And that's okay. Let's talk about it. Here's the first truth nobody tells you. You don't need a good enough reason to be sad. You ever notice how when someone asks, "Why are you sad?" and you don't have a dramatic answer, you feel guilty? Like, if you're not sad because of a breakup or a loss or some major life event, then you don't have the right to be sad? Yeah, that's garbage. Sadness doesn't work on a permission system. It doesn't check your calendar and say, "Oh, nothing tragic happened today? Okay, I'll come back later." Sometimes you're just sad. And that's it. There's no story, no explanation, no villain to blame. You wake up and the weight is just there. Like someone draped a heavy blanket over your chest while you were sleeping, and now you have to carry it around all day. And the worst part? People want an explanation. What's wrong? I don't know. Something must be wrong. No, I'm just sad. But why? And now you're stuck trying to create a reason just to make the conversation make sense. You start digging through your life looking for problems that might justify your sadness, like you're a detective investigating your own emotions. Well, I guess work has been stressful. My friend hasn't texted me back. I saw a sad commercial about dogs. None of it's true. You're just sad. And you're allowed to be sad without a footnote explaining why. Okay, this is important. And I need you to hear this. Being sad is not the same thing as being depressed. They're related. They're in the same family. But they're not the same. Sadness is weather. Depression is climate. Sadness comes and goes. It's a rainy day. It's temporary. You feel it, you sit with it, and eventually, it passes. Depression is when every day feels like a rainy day. When the sadness doesn't leave. When it becomes the baseline. When you can't remember what it felt like to not feel this way. And here's what nobody tells you. You can be sad without being depressed. And that's normal. That's human. We've gotten so scared of negative emotions that we've started treating sadness like it's a symptom of something broken. Like if you're sad, you need to fix it immediately. But sadness isn't broken. Sadness is just sadness. It's your heart processing something. It's your mind taking a breath. It's your emotions doing their job. You don't need to pathologize every bad feeling. You don't need to turn every sad day into a crisis. Sometimes you're just having a rough day, and that doesn't mean you're falling apart. It means you're human. Now, if that sadness sticks around, if it starts affecting your sleep, your eating, your ability to function, if it feels like you're drowning and can't come up for air, that's when you reach out. That's when you talk to someone. That's when it might be more than sadness. But regular, everyday sadness? That's allowed. That's normal. That's okay. Truth number 3. Sadness doesn't look how you think it does. Here's something that messed me up for a long time. I thought sadness had to look a certain way. Crying. Staying in bed. Not eating. Listening to sad music. You know, the full aesthetic. But sadness doesn't always look like that. Sometimes sadness looks like going through your day completely normally while feeling absolutely nothing. Sometimes sadness is laughing at a joke but feeling empty inside. Sometimes sadness is being productive, getting things done, checking off your to-do list, and still feeling like you're underwater. You can be sad and still function. You can be sad and still smile. You can be sad and still show up. And this is where it gets tricky, because people see you functioning and think, oh, they're fine now. But you're not fine. You're just really good at performing fine. And here's what nobody tells you. You don't owe anyone a performance of your sadness to prove it's real. You don't have to cry in public for people to take you seriously. You don't have to cancel all your plans and isolate yourself to prove you're struggling. You can be sad quietly. You can be sad privately. You can be sad while still participating in life. Because sadness isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's just this quiet ache that follows you around, like a shadow you can't shake. Oh man, this one took me years to learn. When you're sad, your brain immediately goes into fix-it mode. Okay, why am I sad? Let me analyze this. Let me figure out the root cause. Let me solve this problem. And you start thinking, and thinking, and thinking. Is it because of that thing that happened last week? Is it because I'm lonely? Is it because I'm not successful enough? Is it because... Stop. Just stop. You can't think your way out of sadness. Sadness isn't a math problem. It's not a puzzle you can solve with enough analysis. Sometimes, sadness just needs to be felt. And I know that's scary. I know it's uncomfortable. We've been taught our whole lives that negative emotions are problems that need solutions. But what if sadness isn't a problem? What if it's just a feeling? What if, instead of trying to fix it or understand it or explain it away, you just sat with it? I'm not saying wallow in it. I'm not saying let it consume you. I'm saying acknowledge it. Feel it. Let it be there without judgment. I'm sad right now. That's okay. I don't need to know why. I don't need to fix it. I'm just going to feel this. Because here's the thing. When you stop fighting your sadness, when you stop treating it like an enemy that needs to be defeated, it becomes a lot less scary. It's still there. It still sucks. But it's not this monster anymore. It's just a feeling. And feelings pass. This is the big one. The one that really broke my brain when I finally understood it. You can be sad and happy at the same time. Wait, what? Yeah. You can have a good life and still be sad sometimes. You can be grateful for what you have and still feel empty. You can love your friends and family and still feel lonely. You can be excited about the future and still feel heavy in the present. These things aren't contradictions. They're just life. We've been taught that emotions are binary. You're either happy or sad, either grateful or miserable, either content or struggling. But humans don't work like that. We're complex. We contain multitudes. We can hold multiple truths at once. You can look at your life and think, I'm so lucky. I have so much to be grateful for. And in the same breath think, but I'm still sad. And both of those things can be true. Your sadness doesn't cancel out your gratitude. Your gratitude doesn't invalidate your sadness. They can coexist. And once you understand that, once you stop thinking you have to choose between being happy or being sad, it gets a little easier. Because you stop feeling guilty for being sad when everything's fine. You stop feeling like you're being ungrateful or dramatic or broken. You just accept that humans are complicated, and sometimes you feel multiple things at once, and that's okay. Last truth, and maybe the most important one. Being sad doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you dramatic. It doesn't make you broken. It doesn't make you less than. It makes you human. We live in a world that worships positivity. Good vibes only. Choose happiness. Stay positive. And look, I get it. Optimism is great. Positivity is wonderful. But somewhere along the way, we started treating negative emotions like character flaws. Like if you're sad, you're not trying hard enough to be happy. Like if you're struggling, you're not being grateful enough. Like if you're having a hard time, you're weak. That's not true. That's never been true. Sadness is not a weakness. It's an emotion. It's part of the human experience. And actually, allowing yourself to be sad, really sitting with that discomfort instead of pushing it away or covering it up, that takes strength. It takes courage to feel things fully. It takes bravery to admit when you're not okay. It takes strength to be vulnerable. So if you're sad right now, I need you to know you're not weak. You're not failing. You're not broken. You're just human. And humans feel things. And that's okay. So here's the truth about sadness that nobody tells you. It's normal. It's allowed. It doesn't always make sense. It doesn't need to. You don't need permission to be sad. You don't need a reason. You don't need to perform it or prove it or fix it immediately. You just need to let yourself feel it. Because sadness is part of life. It's not the whole story. It's just one chapter. And like all chapters, it doesn't last forever. But while you're in it, be gentle with yourself. Give yourself permission to not be okay. Stop trying to think your way out of it. Stop feeling guilty for feeling. Just feel. And know that you're not alone. We're all out here, carrying our own sadness, trying to figure it out, learning to coexist with the hard stuff. If you're sad right now, drop a comment. You don't have to explain why. You don't have to justify it. Just let me know you're here. Because sometimes it helps to know you're not the only one. Thanks for being here, HeartSnack fam. Take care of yourselves. And remember, it's okay to not be okay. See you in the next one. Stay snacky.